Well, India and Morocco have close partnership, close relationship. With me is the Indian envoy to Morocco to talk about this partnership at a time of the COVID pandemic. We know India has been reaching out to various countries and also multilateral groupings like the SAARC. So, welcome to Beyond. My first question to you is an obvious question. When it comes to partnership between both the countries at a time of COVID, how has been the partnership? Has there been a request for medicine? We know that India has emerged as a pharma of the world, the pharma shop of the world. So, any request as well, and has the Indian government been like complying to it, sending medicines?
Well, thank you, Siddhant, for this opportunity. We had received a request for importation by Morocco of some hydroxychloroquine tablets, about 6 million units. These have now been delivered, and the export license was issued about 2 weeks ago, and the delivery has been completed. So that's one significant manifestation of our support to Morocco in the current crisis. Of course, we are also trying to deliver our e-ITech courses, our capacity building courses. And one of the representatives of the Moroccan Ministry of Health had attended the course that was recently offered. And we want to expand on these telemedicine cooperation, which we already signed an MOU in 2017. And we're trying to develop some of those avenues of cooperation.
So that is a partnership. But talking about the Indians in Morocco, if you can give an idea to us, how many Indians are perhaps there in the country, and how many would like to come back? Any registration which has been opened for the Indians who would like to come back, sir?
Well, Siddhant, there are two kinds of main groups within the Indian community here. One is a community which has been settled in Morocco for a very long time. The numbers of that community, of course, has dwindled with the years, but we have about a few hundred families who are still in Morocco, and they continue to sort of contribute to the Moroccan society and the economy. We also have a class of Indian businessmen, professionals, and also some tourists. So unfortunately, some of those, the latter group, have been stranded here. We had open registrations for exploring a potential repatriation flight, and we have received about 140 registrations so far. So that's the kind of numbers that we're looking at.
Any bad news in a sense that any Indian being infected, because we are getting reports of Indians being infected globally as well due to the COVID crisis. So any confirmation on that? Also, you talk about repatriation. So are we going to start any repatriation, any flights being planned between Morocco and India?
Well, thankfully, at the moment, we have no infections among the Indians who are here, and that includes all the embassy personnel, families, and also the Indians that I mentioned. With regard to the repatriation, evacuation flight, we are very strongly engaged with the authorities in India, with the Ministry of External Affairs and all the other colleagues in the government. And we are exploring what is best possible. Of course, there are some constraints in terms of the limited numbers, but also the fact that these Indians here are from different state domiciles. So the question is, we do not have the numbers to operate a point-to-point flight, which is what is being done in the first phase. But we're very hopeful that in the coming phases, we'll be able to accommodate a flight here. And I'm strongly engaged with my colleagues in India to try and materialize that flight.
So how has been the situation on the ground in the country? Is it been difficult, or is the number of infections out of control? And also, do you think that there are any containment strategies which India can adopt from Morocco?
Well, the situation in Morocco is reasonably under control. The numbers are not insignificant. However, there's a declining trend in new infections. The recovery rate is very good. The mortality rate has declined to close to zero at the moment. So there are positive signs. However, they've had a lockdown for nearly 2 months now, and just day before yesterday, they decided to extend the lockdown for a further 3 weeks till the 10th of June. So with regard to the containment strategies, it is fairly similar to the ones that India has followed, and I think that we are monitoring any innovative methods that they have, and we convey that to our side. But at the moment, there's nothing specific to report on that.
So, final question to you is for the Indian diplomats, how has it been on the ground? How are you working? Is it work from home, or do you go to the mission every day and reach out to the Indians?
Well, we tried to, of course, prioritize the interface with the Indians, and my colleagues in the embassy have been in constant and regular touch with most of them, and we tried to keep their morale high. It's a very difficult situation, as you would understand, separated from their families, and trying to sort of survive in a situation under the lockdown. With regard to work, of course, a lot of the work has shifted online, which had already been the case in that we were communicating a lot through email, and now, of course, we've had video conferences and other such methods which are being used increasingly. I think the intensity of the work, it should be admitted, has declined a bit, but we're hopeful that with the opening up and the opportunities that are there, we should have more and more interaction coming ahead.
So just one additional question regarding the reach out to the entire region, the African region, especially that part of Africa. If you can talk about that as well, because India is reaching out to Africa, especially when it comes to training under the COVID management program, the eITech program. So specific to that part, if you can talk about India's reaching out at a time of this pandemic.
Well, I think, Siddhant, it would be fair to say that the pandemic has reinforced India's image as a very responsible international stakeholder. It is, we've been able to convey our ability to support other countries in Africa who are in need, despite the fact that we have great needs of our own, and that has contrasted very well with some of the other countries' approach to this problem. So I think it has reinvigorated India's role in Africa, and has given us further strength as we move ahead.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for speaking to WION from Morocco, talking about the repatriation measures or how India is reaching out to other African continent.
Thank you, Siddhant.